Welcome, my awakened friend, sharing with you our second yoga stretch sequence for week 3 of our 30-day yoga front splits journey. You will need your yoga blocks and yoga strap in this sequence today. Don't forget to have your water bottle nearby to replenish your body, and I'll meet you seated on the mat. We'll begin today's yoga stretch by returning to a pose we did in week 1, butterfly pose, also known as bound angle or Badakanasana, by bringing soles of feet to kiss. And your hands can clasp wherever is accessible for you in your body, maybe your shins, your ankles, or your feet. Roll those shoulder heads up and back, lengthening your spine. Take a big breath in. And on your exhale, hinge forward at your hips, maintaining a flat back as you hinge. Chest guiding you forward. And once you feel your low back starting to round, go ahead and pause there. This is where we'll hold it for 10 deep, soothing breaths. On your next inhale, rise up. Then we'll extend both your legs out long in front of you. Yoga strap in hand, wrapping it around the balls of your feet. Then let's flex your feet, knees slightly bent to prevent hyperextension and to help target those hamstrings. Once you have your strap adjusted for your body, breathe in, crown of head reaches towards the sky, lengthening your spine. And on your exhale, using your yoga straps, hinge forward at your hip crease. Keep that nice flat back, lengthening the front of your torso. Go ahead and reach through your heels and take 10 deep breaths as you hold this pose. Each inhalation, lengthen the front of your torso. And with each exhalation, fold a bit deeper. Seated forward fold, stretching the spine, your shoulders, your pelvis, and hamstrings. Beautiful, my friends. On your next inhale, soften and rise up. Set your yoga strap off to the side and make your way to hands and knees. We'll clarify your foundation in tabletop pose. And once you have it, step your right leg forward. Glance down to ensure your front knee is in line with your ankle and not going past. Then on your next inhale, take a big breath in and extend those fingertips to the sky for our low lunge pose. Chest opens slightly, shoulder heads move back, inner thighs energetically hug toward one another. Hips square front to back and side to side. And then sink your hips into the pose. Option to reach your fingertips back in space, lifting your gaze. Then just go ahead and bring your attention to your front side of your left hip, into your left hip flexor. Feel the lengthening sensations you're experiencing within this area. And think about the role this plays with moving into your front splits pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Sink your hips forward and down into the pose. On your next exhale, lower your hands to frame your foot. We'll be moving into half split pose, so you know what to do from here. Begin to straighten that front leg, lining your hip over your back knee. We'll breathe in to find length in your spine And on the exhale, hinge forward at your hip crease, keeping your flat back. Option to use the yoga blocks to help bring the ground up to you, to help find length in both the front and back side of your body. Keep a slight bend in that front knee. Your front toes flexed, toes reaching back towards your body. Right hip draws back in space as that left hip slides forward, squaring them up. With each inhale, find length. And with each exhale, hinge forward, moving deeper into the stretch. Notice how you're progressing in your half split pose week to week. Are you still using the same height with your yoga blocks? Maybe you're not using them at all. Take note. Notice how your body is evolving with our daily yoga stretch. Alright, let's slowly bend into your front knee. Set those blocks off to the side and lower hands to frame your foot. We'll tuck your back toes and press up for a runner's lunge. And then lower that back heel to the mat and fan your arms up, straightening that front leg. Your front toes fan to point to the side of the mat. Now I'm going to turn around here so my booty isn't in your face. Now you can stay right where you are or turn around with me if you need to. Bring your toes out and your heels in. And then slowly begin to lower your hips down through center and bring your hands to your thighs for a variation of goddess pose. Now with your hands to your thighs, I want you to gently press them open and take 10 deep breaths as you hold, providing a feel-good stretch into your hips and your groin while also strengthening your quads and your inner thighs. Invite your hips to lower through center a little more and your hands to press a little wider. I absolutely love this one. Now you may wish to invite in a little movement, slow, subtle sway to the right and left, shifting weight from one foot and then to the other. Just find what feels good here. Now let's press down through your heels to rise up. If you did not turn around like I did, you will open to the back of the mat to take a low lunge and front splits on the second side. So we want your left leg to be forward. Glance down to ensure the front knee is at a 90-degree angle. And then on the inhale, take a big, beautiful breath in to extend your fingertips to the sky. Shoulder heads back, chest open slightly. Inner thighs energetically hugging towards one another, squaring them up. Then sink your hips into the pose. Option to reach your fingertips back in space and lift your gaze. I find that this can challenge my balance, so if you feel the same way, you can heel toe your front foot to the side of the mat a little, widening your stance to help with balance and stability. Now bring your attention to the front side of your right hip. Your hip flexor getting into that psoas. Feel the lengthening sensation you're experiencing within this area. And then think about the role that plays with moving into your front splits. Breathe in. And breathe out, sinking your hips forward and down into the pose. On your next exhale, lower hands to frame your foot. Moving into our half split pose, so begin to straighten your front leg, lining hip over your back knee. And then we'll breathe in, find length in your spine. And on your exhale, hinge forward at your hip crease, keeping a nice flat back as you hold. Option to use your yoga blocks. Keep a slight bend in the front knee to prevent hyperextension. That front foot is flexed, toes reaching back towards your body, deepening that stretch. Feel the left hip draw back in space as the right slides forward, squaring them up. With each inhale, find length. And with each exhale, move deeper into the stretch. side, let's slowly bend into your front knee and set your blocks off to the side. Hands frame foot. Tuck your back toes and press up, and then find your down dog. Lower knees to the mat and take any additional feel-good moves you'd like before you find your easy seat. Beautiful stretch sequence, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me. That's our 10-minute yoga stretch for the next 2 days. Drink up. I'll see you on the mat tomorrow. Love and light to you.